Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all the new viewers and subscribers. We have got some fabulous content lined up for you today. We're going to be going through your Year 8 maths homework, and then who knows where this goes. Maybe next week you might go through another homework. Okay, so let's get started. 2 to the power 4. That means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is going to be 4 times 4, which is 16. Yay, 1 mark. Next one, negative 10 squared. That means we're going to do negative 10 multiplied by negative 10. That is going to give me positive 100. Okay, next question. Betsy does the following calculation. Write down the answer to the calculation. Well, 12 minus 2 is 10 times 180 is going to be 1,800. So 10 times 180 equals 1800. What could Betsy have been calculating? Well, it looks like that is angles in a triangle. And this also looks like the formula n minus 2 times 180. So n represents the number of sides. So she could have been calculating, if n is the number of sides, a 12-sided shape. What are the interior angles of a 12-sided shape? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's gone terribly wrong, but you get the idea. 12-sided shape. Question 3. Lula likes to play frisbee in the park. When the frisbee is thrown to Lula, the ratio of catches to drops. So catches to drops is 5 to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So 5 to 2. If Lula catches the frisbee 35 times, that means that this represents 35. How many times in total was the frisbee thrown? Well, if this represents 35, then each of these have to be split equally. So 35 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 35 divided by 5 is going to give me 6. And that means all of these represent 6 throws. And in total, I have 6 times 5, 6, 7. Because I've got 7 boxes here. So 6 times 7 is 42 throws. Yay! Okay, question 4. Fractions, we are doing a division. Something that will make it a lot easier to do is turn this into improper fractions. So that's going to be 9 times 2 plus 4 over 9. Divided by 6 times 1 plus 5 over 6. Okay, so 9 times 2 is 18. 18 plus 4 is 22 over 9. Divided by 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 5 is 11 over 6. Just going to make this a bit smaller so I can fit my giant working out in. So the sum we want to do is 22 over 9 divided by 11 over 6. So we know that dividing by a number is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So it becomes 22 over 9 times 6 over 11. We can simplify this as 11 times 2 times 3 times 2. So that's 22 times 6 over 3 times 3 times 11 times 1, and then we can cancel stuff out. Ooh, what can we cancel out here? Let's get rid of the 11s, let's get rid of the 3s, and then we are left with our final answer, which we might be able to simplify actually. It's going to be 4 over 3. And that's your final answer. Yay! Okay, question Part B. Okay, expand. Negative 8 times 5 minus 7p. So we're going to use the distributive law, negative 8 times 5 plus negative 8 times negative 7p. So negative 8 times 5 is going to give me negative 40. And then I'm going to do negative 8 times negative 7, which is going to give me positive 56p. Now, we don't need to have that plus sign there, so we can just simplify it to negative 40 plus 56p. Yay! Okay, question 6. I'm 1 year older than my sister. My brother is half my age. The sum of our ages is 64. How old is my sister? So you can say that, for example, you can set your age as X or your sister's age as X. So sister is X. Me is going to be X plus 1 because I'm older. My brother is half my age. So your bro is going to be X over X plus 1 over 2. So it's going to be half of this. So X plus 1 over 2. The sum of our ages is 64. How old is my sister? Well, we need to find the value of X. Now, the sum means we add them together and we get 64. So let's work this all out. So I get X plus 1 plus, now I can split this into two different fractions. It's X over 2 plus 1 over 2 equals 64. Now I can simplify by adding up the x's, the x terms, so 1x plus 1x plus half x. So that's going to be 2.5x, and then 1 plus a half is 1.5 equals 64. I'm then going to take away 1.5, so I get 2.5x equals 64, take away 1.5. So that is going to give me 62.5 or 62.5. We can maybe write that as a fraction. Doesn't really matter which way you write it. And then I am going to multiply. I'm going to do, to make it easier, I want to get rid of the half. So I'm going to multiply both of these sides by 2. Once I just make these all a little bit smaller, so I can fit it all in. Okay, so if I multiply it by 2, well, 2.5 times 2 is going to give me 5x, so times 2 times 2, so 5x is equal to 62.5 times 2, you can just double that to get 125, and then you can divide by 5, divide by 5. So x is equal to 125 divided by 5, which gives you 25 years old. Yay! Okay, question 7, simplify. So you look at the terms, you put lines before the signs, and then you can figure out what goes together. So 4y and negative 5y. So 4y, take away 5y is negative 1y. And then you have negative 6y squared, take away 3y squared. That's going to be negative 9y squared. And then you just have a plus 3. And then here, I have done this question before, so I've accidentally pasted it before. So this will be negative 40, and then you've got negative 8 times negative 7, which will give you positive 56p. Okay, question 8. The total running time for a film is 2 hours and 8 minutes. How many seconds is this? Okay, first of all, we're going to convert it into minutes. So 2 hours is going to be 60 minutes times 2, which is 120 minutes. Then I'm going to bring that down, so plus 8 minutes. So 128 minutes is the length of the film. I know that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 128 minutes, well, I'm going to have to multiply 60 by 128. Okay, so we can do that just on the side. Again, I'm just going to make this all a bit smaller. So 60 times 128 . So that's going to be 0, 0, 0. And then 6 times 8 is going to give you 4. You add is leading 0 there. So 6 times 0 is 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. And then 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 7,680 seconds. Yay! Okay, question 9. Write the following in ascending order. So ascending means going from smallest to biggest. So we're going to convert all of these so that we can compare them. Now we have to look carefully at the numbers. I think it might be easier to convert them all to decimals this time. So 66% is 0.66. 13 over 20. If I multiply that by 5 over 5, I'm going to get 13 times 5, which is 65. And 20 times 5 is 100. So that's going to be 0.65. This one is already a decimal, so it's 0.606. This one is nice and easy, 0.5, that's a half. And 3/5, you might already know this, but if you don't, you can multiply it by 2 over 2 to get 6 over 10, which is 0.6. So we want to put them in order. The smallest first, so just to make it easier to compare, I am going to add a 0 to the end of some of these numbers, sometimes 2 zeros, and then you can compare 660, 650, 500, 600, 606. So you put them in order. The smallest number I can see is 0.500, or a half. The next biggest number is going to be 0.600, or 3/5. The next biggest number is 0.606, or, well, that's just given as a decimal already. And then you have 0.650, which is 13 over 20. And then the biggest number is 0.660, which is 66%. Yay! Okay, next number. Next question. Solve. So we want to solve this, but we can see there's a negative sign there. Well, let's move that over to make it positive. So add 2x to both sides. So I get 4 plus 2x equals 16. I'm going to take away 4 from both sides. So I have 2x equals 12, and then divide by 2. So x equals 6. Yay. Okay. Functional skills. Here's a diagram of Jim's garden. As you can see, a beautiful garden that Jim has. Jim wants to cover his garden with grass seeds, and you've got some information here about the garden. So it says 20 meters square. He needs 1 bag of seed, covers 20 meters squared, and costs $4.99. What's the area of the rectangle? Well, the area is going to be base times length. That's going to be 12 times 9, which is 108 meters squared. How many bags of grass seed cover the area of the garden? Well, that's going to be 108 divided by 20, because each bag is 20 meters squared. Now, we're only going to be able to use whole bags here. You can't buy parts of bags, so we can actually just round that up to 120 divided by 20, or you can round it down and then add another bag. So 120 divided by 20 gives you 6 bags he will have some left over in his bag. Okay, so what's the cost of the grass seed needed? Well, 6 bags cost $4.99 each. So let's work this out. Might need a bit more space again just for this. So I'm going to move all of this, shrink it down, and we can say, so 4.99 times 6, and then you can see we are going to get £29.94. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Make sure you hit subscribe, smash that like button, and I will see you guys next week with some awesome content lined up just for you.